Hi, guys. Good to see you. Good to see everybody who's popping in later or tomorrow or whoever, or whenever. This is a little talk about my past or, how I started into this like almost 20 years ago, about when I kind of started my chiropractic study. And that's when I realized that we kind of have stiffness within our body that most people don't really necessarily talk about until they need to seek out some professional help. But I was like 21, so I kind of felt that like the body was something I really knew. I was good at sports. I felt healthy. I could do a lot of physical activity. I was strong. I was just in the Navy, so I felt really accomplished and good at the body. The mind was maybe something else. I remember ever since I was little, I was kind of confused why people seem to kind of say one thing or another and meaning something else, and they were all kind of like misunderstanding each other because sometimes they had like all these emotional stuff as well, expectations, so they kind of got stuck in all these confusions, misunderstandings. So, the emotions were also something I didn't really understand why people took on too much. So I tried to stay away from them, even if I had my anger or other stuff. But so when I kind of started my chiropractic career, that's when I kind of actually like realized that my body was stiff and that everybody's body holds a lot of stiffness. They have a lot of like problems. It seemed like everybody at the college was like had stiffness of some sort, and that surprised me because I wasn't really perceiving this. I had not perceived it before, and I could only see it on x-rays. So it seemed that even if I connected with my body in one way, there was another level of connection that I wasn't familiar with and that I couldn't understand. So that kind of was curious to me, that my body at that time could be so stiff and still not, that I didn't know about it. I had no problems ever about my physical body. So when I was like looking into like, becoming a chiropractor and working on this, and then meeting this Tai Chi teacher that talked about relaxation, I realized there was like something about relaxation. I had no connection with relaxation either. And that seemed to be a very physical thing to relax. And so that seemed to be something that he, recommended that I would do. So as I realized that I didn't really know what relaxation was, and when I started reading about relaxation and seeing how that could potentially bring peacefulness and peace of mind and ease and well-being, that was like so strange because it doesn't seem like most people are talking about it much in our reality. But for me, when I started, I had this wake up call, a little awakening, a little taster, where I kind of actually realized that my body was alive, and I was just kind of had used my body as something, do physical stuff, use it for purposes outside yourself, sports, whatever, be healthy. But I never really thought about my body. I never thought about that I was actually had a conception. I was like, had a belief system about my body. So when I realized that my body was actually alive, and it was actually like we have a consciousness that responds to what we're thinking, like our body responds to how we are doing, then suddenly it shifted my whole perspective of what my chiropractic school could be. It could be a diving down into this potential of maybe awakening and like meeting a different kind of body. Because some other places reading about it, they talked about like that your body could be soft and relaxed. They talked about a little Tai Chi and Taoism. And so, but that just seemed so weird to me. Like we were focusing on being, strong. So, but as I realized that I wasn't totally connected to that relaxation and that deeper levels of my body, I thought, well, I guess I'm ready to do that. And looking at the body from this point of view, that it could actually become more relaxed, then I realized that there was belief systems. I had refused to see that my body could be relaxed. I had refused to see what relaxation was. So there was something here going on. So as I kind of stepped into understanding relaxation, understanding the body, daring to go past my belief systems, then I also realized that there was like emotional baggage that I was carrying from my parents, from our society, from being a man, being a woman, all this stuff that I was also carrying. So there's all these like thoughts, emotions, and physical sensations we're kind of carrying with us. So it actually led me on a journey that almost started 20 years ago of kind of like trying to kind of understand and like connect with that way of living, a way of connecting to myself and my body, where my body could like return to that easeful, relaxed state of being. So that was 20 years ago, and fast forward 20 years, I'm talking about it because it has been quite a fun journey. And gradually, from being a chiropractor, I started more and more like telling people about it and teaching in a different way, because it is like, it's kind of, you have to dare to look at your belief systems, your emotions, your patterns, your ego, and see how all these, where you're stuck and where you're holding on to stuff, so that we can kind of move into a more balanced way of being, more relaxed way of being. So that is kind of what I'm teaching these days too, that, I'm having one-on-one and retreats where I kind of, help people to look beyond themselves, look at their ego, look at their body, look at their emotions, and give them trust, faith to dare to like relax and kind of start to open up, that awaken, becoming lit again, that we can kind of start combining our whole body up into the place of just looking and being awake and being alive. It's kind of like falling in love. It's being like excited, but it's not emotional. It's natural, really. But it's so weird. Nobody really talks about it. We hear about it, but most people don't really like show this. So that's why I had to kind of walk this path myself. And as I've kind of, my body has transformed, then I realized my body didn't really need healing. It's easy to think about healing, but my body actually wanted freedom. My mind wanted freedom. My emotions wanted freedom. It wanted to move from a state of holding and locking everything into boxes to moving into a place of unity between body, mind, and soul, where we can find freedom. That is where we can kind of open up and more and more open up, more and more energy flow. So this is what I'm teaching. So it's just a little recap of what I usually do and where I've been. And, this journey will take you all the way back into your past and your beginning, and even past that, your parents, your society, everything. It is kind of scary because we have a lot of unanswered questions inside of us that we need to dare to look at. So it's been a little fun to talk to you guys today and share a little bit about it. This is what I share in my YouTubes, lives as well, and one-on-ones if you want that, and retreats, all these stuff kind of bring all this together. And I can only share this from my lit experience, and then you have the potential to become your own center of awakening, own center of enjoyment in yourself, becoming your own beautiful self. So if you want to join this journey, I am honored to guide you or to talk about it. So I hope you have a beautiful day on, and I will talk to you again.